Tech needs some offense, and who better for it to come from than Raina Stengel, the second batter for this Cyclone squad, and she's second in Division III in batting average, hitting .619, but held in check so far today. Flew out back in the first inning to the second baseman. And Gianna Prate, the Brookdale pitcher, is still pitching a no-hitter. And we saw one here last night, Jaden Hill, in the winning effort for Corning. Perhaps in the same circle, in the same field, we'll see another one today.
And it was almost going to be a perfect game for 6.2 innings.
The perfect game is off the table with that walk that Prate suffered in the first inning. But no-hitter certainly still there, and the win is certainly still there.
I think suffered is an interesting word just because it's the only real momentum this team has had.
Infield pop out, and basket catch made by Julia Canal.
We haven't really seen a lot of those dropped, no real routine. Everybody's fundamentals has seemed solid this week. It's just more been miscommunication is where problems start to arise.
This is a Brookdale team that's pretty solid at fielding, but not necessarily elite. They're ranked 13th in Division III with a .936 percentage, but it definitely hasn't looked like it. Now, they haven't exactly been called upon to make that many plays because Prate's been so stout in the circle with a trio of strikeouts, but a couple of flyouts on here, a couple of groundouts to the left side of the field especially, and they've had to make a couple of throws and convert. Kenzie O'Lean at the dish for the Cyclones. Nice curveball, but didn't curve enough. 2-1. O'Lean is actually the lone player to reach base for St. Cloud Tech in this game. She was the one that was walked back in the first inning to break up what is looking right now like what could have been a perfect game for Prate. Fouls off the 2-1. It's funny I mentioned that actually because O'Lean threw a perfect game as a freshman in high school. Wow. From Zimmerman, Minnesota.
How's that for a stat?
Yeah. Usually your freshman year, you're just getting acclimated to, the level of high school ball. It's probably a lot different from what you're used to growing up. And, she just comes out and throws a perfect game. I mean, that's pretty unreal. Against players that are probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 years older than her. O'Lean's also 5th in the Division III rankings this year in terms of ERA at 1.86. And we saw her in the circle earlier today. It's a big reason why St. Cloud Tech is where they are right now, and that's in a spot where they're playing for a championship. Really quality at-bat for the pitcher here. Full count. Prate and O'Lean going at it. Here's the 3-2. Too low. Must be something about O'Lean. That's the second time today that Prate's walked her. And for the second time today, O'Lean is at first base.
I think you mentioned it the other day how some pitchers and some catchers just have just an elevated sense of when they're batting. Not exactly the same level of skill in terms of making contact, but just knowing the zone and having that eye that's really attuned to that box.
Speaking of pitchers, here's another one. Cammie Daugherty, who struck out swinging on a full count back in the first, has an opportunity here with one out to perhaps advance O'Lean or get on base herself. There's the 1-0. Inside.
See, I feel like the bunt would be in play here, but she doesn't look like that's
Daugherty's a good hitter, though. I mean,
she
hits .422.
Exactly, right?
Second on the team, or first on the team, rather, or with 15 doubles.
One out hitters count. Why not take a swing?
She does swing. It's a dribbler to Pavlik, who makes the throw at second, and the double play too late. But the Jersey Blues do retire one more. So fielder's choice for Cammie Daugherty, and still no hits for the Cyclones. Now Molly Carnell with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Another player that struck out swinging earlier in the contest, back in the second inning. Got a hitter's count here, though. 2 balls, no strikes. Carnell Daugherty, A really good 1-2 punch there at 4 and 5. Sends this one in the air towards center field. And the third out recorded by Amaya Marrero. So another base runner for St. Cloud Tech. Those have been very few and far between. Actually, 2 base runners, but they strand one, and there's still no hits heading into the bottom of the 4th, with Brookdale holding a 3-0 advantage for St. Cloud Tech. You're watching the NJCAA Division III Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network. Top of the lineup due up for Brookdale, starting with Alyssa Sigler, the leadoff hitter, followed by Gianna Prate and Nicolette Pavlik. All 3 of those hitters have already reached base once. For Prate and Sigler, they both recorded 2 singles apiece. Been really productive at the top. Big reason why Brookdale's got the 3-0 lead. John Eads, Phil Galati with you. NJCAA softball fans, you can stay up to date with the latest news and information regarding NJCAA softball by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association at www.njcaa.org.
I don't know if you heard it, but the first base coach was calling out to Sigler there saying, down on the ground. Interesting to see if she changes her windup.
That's exactly what she does. She's going to run it out to first base. Can she beat the throw? No, she can't. Raina Stengel with good velocity on the toss to first base, and the first out recorded in the 4th inning.
Well, fair enough. Fair play for sticking to the game plan. And, again, good third base, first base chemistry we've seen all afternoon long.
Third different connection between Stengel and Daugherty. And she's been very accurate, very precise with those connections. Now Gianna Prate, 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles and a run. And on the defensive side, pitching a no-hitter. There's strike 1. Swings at this one. Takes one hop towards Imdick. And the throw is in time. Wow, close call over at first base. But Imdick rifled it in there to Daugherty, and there's 2 away.
How good has she been since that very first slip-up she had early on in the first?
That's now 7 outs recorded between Stengel and Imdick. Left side of that infield been highly active. First pitch swing for Pavlik. Good contact out towards center field. And the catch made by Justice Boyer. So 3 up and 3 down for Brookdale. Probably the strongest inning we've seen from Molly Carnell. Let's see if any of that transfers over to St. Cloud Tech's offense in the 5th. You're watching the NJCAA Division III Softball Championship on the NJCAA Network.